Okay, Joe Casey with Casey Aviation, and I'm over here at High Performance in California at the Gillespie Airport, and I've got Nathan here with me. Nathan, say hello.
Hello.
All right, and we saw something cool on a Mirage here. Nathan, talk to us a little bit about what you see on this turbocharger.
Well, the color indications on the turbocharger indicate that this thing has overheated repeatedly. The turbocharger on the other side is actually overheated to a point where it went to pieces. But the coloring here, if you look at the white chalkiness on the top and sort of the orange underneath, if you look at your barbecue in your backyard, you'll see the same thing because you repeatedly bring your barbecue up to high temperatures and back down, and that's the same coloring that you see on this turbocharger.
Sure. So if you open up your cowling, you begin to see something along this line, you know there's something wrong with it. What ended up happening with this turbocharger? Did you end up replacing it? What happened in that regard?
We're in the process of replacing it.
Okay.
When they replaced the engine, they did not overhaul the turbochargers, and he was running the engine extremely hot to begin with, and the turbocharger shaft sheared, which sent pieces of it flying everywhere and bored a hole in the side of the turbocharger, right, spilling oil on his plane.
So the key behind this really is going to be a discussion, really needs to be turbocharger care and loving, I guess you'd say. What can you do to keep your turbocharger? And obviously heat is the enemy in this regard. Keeping the heat of the turbocharger down lower is going to be better, right, correct?
Regular oil changes is very important. The time between oil changes, some people have an opinion on what it is, but if you read the maintenance manuals, they have an exact amount of time, and don't go over it. Oil changes are not that big of a deal, but they are a huge deal if you don't do them.
Right. And I've been talking to people, most people that I talk to, we want to get it somewhere between that 25 and that 30-hour time frame. Somebody needs to come do an oil change, open up the cowling, take a look at your engine and engine area, because something probably is going wrong, right, in that regard. And fresh oil is just going to help that turbocharger as well.
And especially with this one, make note of your oil consumption. Everybody has to put oil in their plane from time to time, but this guy put 6 quarts of oil in. That's a big red flag saying, hey, there's something wrong with my plane. I need to get it immediately to a service center.
Right.
So we had another customer who kind of went through the same thing, but he put 2 quarts in. At his second quart, he called us and said, this is not normal. This is not what my plane does. I need to bring it in.
Yep.
So he brought it straight to us. We opened the engine up. It had 3 broken rings.
There you go.
And that was after 1 extra quart. I mean, he sensed that his plane was not exactly the same as it had been the previous months and did something about it immediately. Right. And if you do something about it immediately, it's going to cost you less.
Right. Early diagnosis and treatment is the key. Cool. All right. Well, this is what a turbocharger is not supposed to look like. That's one that's gotten super hot. Nathan, appreciate you being a part of Casey Aviation. He's over here with High Performance at KSEE in Gillespie Field. So appreciate you helping us out. Right.